This is the series continuing. This is video 2 in the series talking about, okay, the terrible danger and destruction of quasi-Islam, okay, which our community and the Muslims in our community and our imams and our masajid and everything that we're doing, it is a quasi-Islam, all right? And I talked about the sources being, number one, when the Muslim does not know Islam, actually, then we are susceptible to a quasi-Islam, okay? Because we can't differentiate. And then the masajid also, the habits and the habitual program of the masjid is also what perpetuates quasi-Islam. And as long as because all the masajid have it, and so our resources and effort and the time of the Muslims throughout their lives is being used up in quasi-Islam. All right. So how to break out of it? Okay. Number one is at the individual, the level of the individual Muslim. Okay, my dear brother, my dear sister, you have to learn Islam. And you will not learn Islam if you go to the masjid every single day. You will not learn Islam. You will not learn Islam until you study Islam. Okay? And here's why I say that. And so that even the imam should understand that this is not an accusation. Okay? That the typical, the way the masjid operates, okay, is that the masjid has, okay, some objective of trying to promote Islam and help Muslims better themselves, all right? And so you have small programs and large programs, right? But the programs are just on like bits and pieces of Islam. If the imam is giving a little talk in the night, okay, it's about a piece of Islam, okay? If a person spends 30 years listening to all those pieces of Islam, you will still not come out with an Islamic intelligence. And so that habit, it perpetuates quasi-Islam, okay? Because the Muslim will think, oh, alhamdulillah, I go every day, and the imam is talking about Islam, so alhamdulillah, we're doing good. You're not, okay? Because you're never getting around to Islam. Um, and even in learning, then, okay, so okay, why are the imams also perpetuating quasi-Islam? I mean, didn't they go study Islamiyat for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, maybe 10 years? Okay, yes, and it's because of the way the Islamic institutions are set up. The curriculum that they go through, okay, it does not prepare them for leadership of Islam in America. Okay, it doesn't. It honestly, for most of them, honestly, they're really not, and this isn't against them. They should admit this and really not be bothered by me saying this. Okay, I mean, most of us go to college 4, 5, 6 years, and most of our imams go study 4, 5, 6 years. Okay, so I mean, it's normal. But the problem is that number one, they when they do that, they never reach the level of being able to make ijtihad. Okay, number one, so they can't like assess and analyze and then come up with a ruling. Okay, and then number two is that their Islamiyat qualifications tell us nothing about their experience. Okay, like some of us have been living here in the community 30, 40, 50 years. Okay, that's experience. We know our community. We know our history, and some of us have been paying attention and we know what has worked and what hasn't. Our imams don't know that. Most of our imams have been here a couple of years, maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe. Okay. Um, that's not enough of a background, really. Okay. But then they don't have education in Mostly, okay, some have some specialty education, okay, but they won't have education in things like counseling, and we're always asking them to be our counselors. Okay, they're not counselors. They're not qualified for it. If you need a counselor, you have to go to a counselor. Don't accept a quasi counselor. Okay. But so then they don't have really like the skills, okay, to assess and analyze. Because I mean, it's like, okay, you need to have an intelligent understanding of Islam, and then you have to have an experience of the community, and you have to know the facts on the ground. Okay, like, did you even realize that your community has been losing 90% of the converts for the last 30 or 40 years? Okay, most imams actually don't even know that because they've never paid attention to it or nobody's ever told them. Okay, but then, so now, okay, so they're aware of this tremendous loss and this destruction of Islam that's going on right here in our community, and our masajid are perpetuating that destruction. Okay, do they even have the analytical skills, the organizational skills to solve the problem? Or if they were working with everybody on the board and all the committee members, would all of them put together even be able to come up with the right solutions? And with me, that'd be like, I'm going to say like 80% no. Okay. That's the problem, is that we're not developing the qualifications for the kind of leadership that our community needs, and it's not just imams. Right now, we need analysts. Right now, we need analysts, and we need, solution developers, so that our community can be organized to solve our problems and to get us out of quasi-Islam. Because as we continue with quasi-Islam, we're continuing our illusions and delusions. We're not making Allah happy because we're failing His deen, and we think that we're doing good. We're not. We're failing Allah's deen. And Allah may be planning our destruction. Because when you miserably fail, like, 200,000 Muslims in DFW and 60 or 70 masajid, and all the imams and all the mawlanas and all the shuyukh, and you can't come up with solving the loss of 90% of your converts and 90% of your youth, believe me, Allah is not happy with you. And it comes to a point where if you're going to so miserably fail at the major objectives of deen, then why does Allah leave you on the earth? Why